Okay, so I had a request on my YouTube channel to talk about the tick bite that can cause an allergy to red meat. So we're going to talk about the Lone Star tick, which is the tick responsible for this red meat allergy, essentially. Okay, so what is this tick that causes a meat allergy? So this is our culprit that we're talking about. This is the Lone Star tick. Now it is named because not originating in the Lone Star state. It is named that for the lone white spot. Originated in the southeast part of the United States. Traditionally had a more southern range. However, more mild winters have caused this tick to increase its range more north and has been found in more northern states just due to mild winters that normally the harsh winters would have kind of killed these ticks off. But this disease that causes this meat allergy is what's known as alpha-gal syndrome. Now, I am also going to say, for a disclaimer, I am not an immunologist. I am not an allergist. That is not my area of expertise. Insects as a disease vector is more of my education, but I can kind of talk about it on a very base level. Now, if you want more in-depth information about like immunology and allergists, I definitely recommend Dr. Rubin. He's an allergist I follow, super informative. I love his videos. But on a very base level, alpha-gal syndrome is what causes this meat allergy. And what alpha-gal is, it is a carbohydrate. So it's a sugar that is found in a lot of mammals. Humans do not have this carbohydrate or the sugar. What happens is that when this tick is feeding on those animals, it can essentially get that alpha-gal molecule in its saliva. And then when it turns around and feeds on a human, that alpha-gal molecule is injected into the skin, which is something that humans don't have. So the body treats it as a foreign invader, essentially, which activates a response from immunoglobulin E antibodies. So initially what happens is that the body views it as a threat, it starts attacking it, but now your immune system is trained to treat this invader as a threat. What happens after that is that when you start ingesting products that contain alpha-gal, which are going to be red meats, it's not found in chicken or fish. So when people develop this syndrome, they're usually able to eat chicken and fish just fine. It's mostly pork and beef that they have issue with. But what happens is that your body, now that you've ingested this alpha-gal, recognizes it from that skin injection and treats it as an invader. It mounts a immune response, which can cause like rashes, nausea, some severe cases, anaphylaxis. What's interesting about alpha-gal syndrome is that, and this is my basic understanding, if any allergist wants to chime in, please do, but a lot of food allergies that humans do have tend to be triggered by proteins, not sugars. So this is why alpha-gal syndrome is so unique in that. And again, alpha-gal syndrome is primarily associated with this tick, but again, other ticks have not been ruled out with this. But that's essentially kind of how this tick can cause this allergy to red meat. From what I've read, it has actually resolved in some cases after a couple of years, so it may not be a permanent thing. But yeah, it can still be a downer to be allergic to red meat after just a tick bite.